What about training? Because obviously that's something we can talk about as a potential solution. But how important is training, do you think, in preparation for inspections? Hayden, if I could ask you to get your view on that.
Oh, I think it's highly important, not just training, as Andy said, of how to interact with the inspector. I think it can set the whole tone. It's because we don't want people prepped with the perfect answer, but we want them to have the communication tools to be able to get across the training that they've received. You know, it should be emphasized by the senior management team, both ashore and on board, that it's not a witch hunt. The inspectors are there to make sure, or have that level of assurance, that people are doing what they say and they say what they do. And at the end of the day, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, and no one goes on board with their own agenda.
No. But on the training side of things, I think one of the really sort of important parts of it is that people often find that the gap between, if you like, nautical college and where they're on board the ship, the operational aspects, you know, there's quite a big difference, and it's important that training is available to them so that they can fill those gaps, so they can develop their knowledge rapidly. And I think the other element to it as well is that now more and more, because of the availability of training, I mean, once upon a time, as you know, Raoul, we were sending videos out to ships, and it was a big thing to actually get everybody together and get into the mess room and put a video on. Now you can have it on your phone, and you can look, and you can decide, you know, oh, this is an area I need to know some more about, and you can do a quick bit of preparation as well. So I think training has shifted quite a lot. But the fact that it's available, the fact that it's accessible now, that's really making a big difference, because it helps people to, perhaps where they're not quite so confident, they can bolster their knowledge, they can boost their knowledge, and you know, really improve their performance.
And you mentioned some of the digital formats there, Andy. I think one of the other advantages that I see with digital over certain other, you know, and I do believe in a blended approach, but the good thing about digital is that it does create that evidence, that record as well. I mean, Hayden, when you're talking to as part of an inspection, you're getting into what training is being provided, how important is it for you to see some evidence of that?
We always ask as a pre-board, or as soon as we get on board, if they can print off their latest matrix for the crew currently on board for modules completed. Because it can reflect, it also reflects if the company set precedence by saying, you know, there'll be 2 hours of overtime or 3 hours of overtime a week for the crew to indulge in CBT or in training. And the most proactive companies as well are putting things in place to bridge the gap between knowledge and competency.
Yeah, I think that's really, you make a really important point there around, like, you know, it's not good enough to just have the solution. You've got to show that you're actually making it possible for people to do that as well.